Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 31 of Fantasy Premier League, but now let's just jump straight into it. Okay guys, so as I said before, welcome to another video on this channel. Thanks a lot for your support. Please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button also if you're enjoying the content. But as I said before, today I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 31. Now, before doing that, I want to discuss a little bit and show you how my team performed in Gaming 30 of Fantasy Premier League. Now, as you can see from the screen, 47 points, an amazing score of 47 again. Yeah, I'm just joking. My season is getting worse and worse. Another red arrow for me, 215k at the moment. So that dream of getting inside the top 100k is looking far at the moment, but not impossible, definitely. So yeah, not an amazing score for me this week. Not too much to talk about. Maybe you're more interested about what I'm going to do for Gaming 31, but I'm going to try to show you how my team performed this gaming. Now, of course, in goal, Kelleher got just 1 point for me against Wolverhampton, and Dubravka on my bench got a clean sheet actually for Burnley. So yeah, it is what it is. I was never going to play Dubravka over Kelleher. Again, the only players with points from my team, Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, and Dango, and also Thiago. But again, not a lot to talk here. I played Rogers here instead of Elliot Anderson. A lot of people said to me that it was a mistake. At the end of the day, both of them blanked and got just 2 points, and Elliot Anderson also failed to deliver the defensive contributions, which is surprising considering him. Alderete, again, without defensive contributions. Liverpool were pretty bad against Spurs. Everyone bought Liverpool players against Spurs, but they were lacking a lot of creativity. So yeah, and as you can see, my captain was Ekitike. As I said before, I knew before that Bruno Fernandes was the safest pick for the captaincy, and I encouraged everyone to captain Bruno Fernandes if you want to go safe, because you know that with him, he's playing 90 minutes every gaming, and he also delivered 10 points, which is amazing for anyone who captained. I wanted to go a little bit different. I didn't want to captain Haaland. Again, Haaland blank, so it's not such a big deal. But Ekitike was on the bench. And yeah, honestly, I haven't seen it coming, this benching for Ekitike, but it is what it is. He got, at the end of the day, in the last 30 minutes, he played 30 minutes, I think, Ekitike and Mohamed Salah, both of them. He got a lot of chances, but he missed them. So yeah, in another day, he could have gone something. But again, probably the bad decision for me would have been to just captain Bruno Fernandes. But yeah, happy that he got 10 points at least. Dango was the hero. Actually, he was my biggest differential. He got 3 bonus points with just 1 assist. So yeah, at the end of the day, really happy that Dango delivered something. Gabriel 9-pointer, Thiago 6-pointer. Other than that, really disappointed with Rogers. Florian Wirtz started, which is good. He played just 60 or 70 minutes, something like that. But yeah, at least he got 3 points compared to other Liverpool midfielders. And yeah, another disappointment is that Munoz didn't start. Crystal Palace kept a clean sheet against Leeds, so it could have been a clean sheet for Munoz, but I got Alderete from the bench instead of Munoz. So yeah, this was my week. Overall, another red arrow, but I have 3 free transfers and 0.2 minutes in the bank. So let's see how my team is looking for Gaming 31. All right, guys, now let's move to the next part, and let me just show you how my team is currently lining up for Gaming 31. I haven't made any transfers yet. I have 3 free transfers, 0.2 minutes in the bank, and as I said before, the last few gamings were pretty bad for me, but I still think that there is a chance for me to get inside the top 100k, and considering that this season was a really bad season for me, also the luck wasn't on my side this year, I feel a little bit. So yeah, it was just a crazy season. Now, talking about my team, I still have currently my wildcard, my frit, and my bench boost available. So 3 chips which need to be used at some point, and at the moment, as you may know, this is just today is just Wednesday, so we have Champions League games tonight, we have Conference League, we have Europa League games, who I'm just going to watch, and I'm going to wait to see all the results. And after that, even after that, is going to be a huge break between Gaming 31 and Gaming 32. So in terms of what I'm going to do with my chip strategies, I just need to wait a little bit more info, but we're going to discuss a little bit that maybe at the end. Basically, I have two strategies. Even I'm going to wildcard gaming 32, bench boost 33, free 34, or I'm just going to keep my actual team for gaming 32, not use the wildcard, free gaming 33 and wildcard gaming 35, and then bench boost in 36, 37, or 38. So that's the plan. It's going to be either one of these strategies, depending on what's going to happen, which teams are going to double. Now, talking about my team for Gaming 31, as you may know, it's a blank. Obviously, Arsenal, Wolverhampton are going to blank definitely. I'm going to wait to see, because if Crystal Palace are going to go out of Europe, which is a little bit unlikely, we could have this game being back on Manchester City Crystal Palace. So I'm going to wait to see all the results. But currently, as things stand at the moment, as you can see, I have 10 playing players for Gaming 31. Hopefully we don't get any more injuries. My goalkeeper is going to be Kelleher. I'm going to have Van Dijk, Alderete, my only two defenders who are having a fixture this gaming. Is not amazing to have Alderete to play against Newcastle away. Not an amazing fixture, but it is a derby at the end of the day, and Alderete is decent for DEFCON. So I just don't think that it's worth for me to use an extra transfer just to bench Alderete. So, and I would advise all of you guys the same. If you have 11 playing players, I don't think that it is a really smart decision to buy a player just to bench another who has a fixture. So, for an example, if you have someone like Enzo Fernandez and maybe you want to go for someone like Anthony Gordon, I think that you should just probably keep Enzo Fernandez and save the transfer, because probably the transfers are going to be really important in the future. So currently, this is the plan. Probably I'm just going to keep Haaland and Gabriel. At the moment, yes, I'm going to keep them. I could sell Haaland, but I just don't think that we have a lot of amazing forwards to look to in Gaming 31. Dorgu, I could sell him, but I don't have the money to buy someone like Joachim Anderson. So probably at the end of the day, I think that my likely transfer for Gaming 31 is to sell Munoz, to Joachim Anderson, to Chow, depending on, again, all the results and all the cup competitions, how they are going to go, which double we're going to have, and which strategy I'm going to adopt. Obviously, in midfield, Bruno Fernandes, Rogers, Anderson, Dango, Wirtz. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm not going to do anything with my team, actually, with the players who are going to play. Bruno Fernandes probably is going to be my captain. If you have Harry Wilson, he's a nice captaincy option. If you have Anthony Gordon, he's also a nice captaincy option. A differential, I mean, if you want to go a little bit different. But for me, it doesn't make sense to sell any of my players to buy Anthony Gordon or Harry Wilson. I could do that, but I'm just going to keep Rogers. I know he was really frustrating, but I'm just going to keep him. West Ham at home, this is a good fixture. Elliot Anderson, don't mind him at all against Spurs. They are in a terrible moment at the moment, Spurs. So this is going to be actually a really important game, Nottingham Forest versus Spurs. So really interesting to see what's going to happen. Dango against Leeds, Florian Wirtz against Brighton away. Let's see how Liverpool are going to do against Galatasaray tonight, but this is the plan currently. Ekitike also against Brighton, and Thiago against Leeds. So overall, I'm really happy with my team, excepting Alderete, who's playing against Newcastle away. Now, as I said before, as things stand, if probably I'm just going to sell Munoz, because at the moment there is a slightly chance this fixture could stay in Gaming 31. As you can see here, 5%. The chances are slim. Obviously, it needs Crystal Palace to go out of Europe and other things to fall exceptionally. Now, if we look at the defenders for this gaming, Chow, Anderson. If I was to just buy a defender just for this gaming, I think that I would go for Joachim Anderson, because he's playing against Burnley. So basically, and he's also at home. So probably this is the best idea. Now, I could go for someone like Chow, but at the same time, I have still my wildcard. So if I'm going to, for all the people who don't have their wildcard available, I think that probably I would go for Chow, because there's a good chance he's going to double in Gaming 33. He has decent fixtures until the end of the season. Probably he's also going to blank in Gaming 34. But for me, because I have my wildcard available, it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy Chow, because if I want him, I can just have him in Gaming 32 or in Gaming 35 if I'm going to wildcard in that week. Other than that, Romero is okay. Van de Berg is okay if you want to go for Brentford, but I have already 3 Brentford players, and pretty much that's it. So yeah, the um, outstanding option probably is Joachim Anderson, and if I'm going to sell Munoz to Anderson, this is how my team is going to look like. I'm still going to have 2 free transfers, and I kind of want to save them because, yeah, again, I could do Dorgu to Chow, something like that, but I just don't think that's enough upgrade. I don't think that's enough of an upgrade to do the moves. And that would be my team. Now, the problem with Anderson is he's playing against Liverpool in Gaming 32, and that's not going to be a problem if I'm going to end up using my wildcard in Gaming 32. But the thing is, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. So, talking about uh, Gaming 32, let's see how my team is looking. Now, if you're going to look, most of you guys are going to have pretty decent teams for Gaming 32. I'm going to have 3 Liverpool against Fulham, Van Dijk, Florian Wirtz, Ekitike. I'm going to have 3 Brentford against Everton at home, which is also pretty decent. Gabriel against Bournemouth, which is amazing. Bruno Fernandes against Leeds. And here again, I could just play here Rogers against Nottingham Forest away if I want to not play Elliot Anderson. Haaland, there is a slightly chance, 5%, that City are going to double in Gaming 32, but again, we need to wait to see what's going to happen. Haaland against Chelsea, Thiago against Everton, and Ekitike against Fulham. So my team would look actually pretty good, and if I'm going to wildcard probably in Gaming 32, my team is going to look even weaker than this. Now, probably here I'm not going to captain. Probably here I'm still going to captain Bruno Fernandes, honestly, against Leeds. And on my bench, I will have Dubravka, Anderson, another Anderson, and Dorgu. Now, here, if I don't want to play Alderweireld against Spurs, but honestly, if we talk right now, Spurs at home is not sounding like such a horrible fixture, but I could just sell Dorgu to another defender, or again, I could just roll. Now, the thing is, I could use the Frit in Gaming 33, as I said before, have 11 double gaming players. Then if I'm not going to wildcard in Gaming 32, I'm going to try to use my transfers to buy players who are going to blank in Gaming 34, who are not going to blank in Gaming 34, sorry, obviously. And that's going to be my strategy, and wildcard in Gaming 35, and figured out when I'm going to use my bench boost in Gaming 36, 37, or 38. Now, again, there are some risk with this strategy, because obviously we don't know, maybe Arsenal are going to be champions, maybe a lot of I don't know, teams are not going to have anything left to play for, so maybe the bench boost, obviously the bench boost is not going to be as good in Gaming 36 or 37 like it's going to be in Gaming 33, but you need to take into consideration all the things. Obviously a free in Gaming 33 is going to be better than a free in Gaming 34, but you need to calculate all the scenarios, and you need to add that, because you can compare, yeah, the free in Gaming 33 is going to be better than a free in Gaming 34, obviously, because you're going to have 11 players who are going to double, so it doesn't work like that. Now, if not, I'm still going to have 3 free transfers, I think, in Gaming 32. I could use the wildcard, uh, have a lot of double gaming players, use the bench boost in 33 and free it in gaming 34 when all the teams are going to double in 33, are going to blank in 34. So again, this was my initial strategy, cheap strategy, but the only downside to this is, as I said before, my team is looking pretty decent for gaming 32, with 3 free transfers I could use to make it even better. And if I'm going to wildcard in 32, probably I'm going to have a lot of Chelsea players, a lot of Man City players, Arsenal players, Newcastle players, Brighton players. But the thing is, Man City are going to play against Chelsea, so it's not amazing. But again, this is the only downside. This is the only downside because a lot of people probably are going to wildcard in Gaming 32, and maybe your actual your old team is going to be better for them, for you in Gaming 32. So this is the only downside to think about. But again, it is a little bit too early to draw the conclusion, because we need to see how all the teams from England are going to do in the Champions League, Conference League, Europa League, and then see which team exactly are going to double. Now, between Gaming 31 and Gaming 32 is going to be a huge gap. So we're not going to find out which teams are going to double in 33 and which teams are going to blank in Gaming 34 really early, because the gap is, I think, 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, and we're going to find out all these teams which are going to double and blank just later, closer to the deadline for Gaming 32. So that's another downside to wildcard in Gaming 32, because you would like to have all the information because pressing that button, and you're not going to have all the information because we need to wait also for all the competitions, the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, to see the results from there. So again, it is a little bit too early to draw the conclusions. I need to have more info, but anyway, I'm going to upload probably wildcard draft for Gaming 32 if anyone is going to be interested, and also for myself, maybe that's going to be a little bit helpful. So yeah, pretty much that's it, I think, for today. For Gaming 31, I'm just going to make one transfer if no injuries are going to occur. Probably Munoz to Anderson or Munoz to Chow, depending on if we get any more news, but probably we're not going to get a lot before Gaming 31. And the deadline is also on Friday, so I'm going to see you there on my live stream. Thanks a lot for watching this video, really appreciate it. Please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, check the memberships also if you want to support the channel even more. It is really much appreciated, and yeah, I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Apoi îmi bag gura lor